Alright guys, it's Shalom with the Paradox Gaming Network, and it is time to do our 27 September live stream recap and our store updates. Took a little feedback from some people. I took the red border off of the video. Some people said it was distracting. If you think it looks better now, leave me a comment below. If you liked it the way it was before, let me know that too. Before we get into this, I'm going to ask, I'm going to beg, I'm going to plead with you. Please take the time to research your questions before you ask. Steven and Jeff and Intrepid, they only answer so many questions during the live streams. And today, more than half of the questions asked had already known answers. And this was a wasted opportunity to get fresh information. So if you really want to know something about Ashes, ask in the Discord. Please shoot me a message. I will answer all of your questions. I will even give you a citation for it. And then you can ask a better question that gets some new information out. Now, what you're seeing in the lower right-hand corner is not me breaking NDA. You'll see Steven and Jeff's faces on the screen. This is the gameplay from today's stream. And I want to say that they did something really cool with their Battle Royale mode. They actually gave a lore reason for the Battle Royale. And this is the time before corruption covered Vera. While heroes were trying to escape through the portal to Sanctus. These are the people who tried to jump through the portal and then got bounced back. There was just no escape for them. So that is the lore setting for the Battle Royale, which, I mean, that's really cool that they took the time to write lore for why there's a Battle Royale. Now, did building the Battle Royale mode delay any progress on the MMORPG? A lot of people have been questioning whether or not Intrepid is going to have to now delay the actual game that was kickstarted because they're doing this Battle Royale. And the straight up answer is no, it didn't cause any delays because it's not a lot of additional work. Really, the only thing they had to do for the Battle Royale was write the rule set and do the Corruption Storm. Now, the reason why that makes sense to do is because they needed a way to gather a lot of data, and they did it in such a way that the Battle Royale mode is a fun mode to play, and it still allows them to get the data they needed on action combat, and it also is going to put some more eyes on the game. And so if you can accomplish gathering data, let the players have fun with it, and put more eyes on your project, free marketing, I think that's a win-win-win all the way around. Now, this mode exists because it's what players wanted most. I know that a lot of people follow the videos that I do, and one thing that people constantly kept saying is, we want to know more about combat. How's combat going to work? How are you going to blend action? How are you going to do tab? How are you going to do all these things? These questions rose to the surface so much that Intrepid actually shuffled how Alpha 1 goes. Alpha 1 was split into two parts. Now, a lot of people are saying, well, how is a Battle Royale giving you information for an MMORPG? Well, what you have to remember is Alpha 0 has already tested progression to level 10. They've already done that. They've already done node development. They've already checked to make sure that nodes are receiving the right cultural XP, so when they pop, they take on the right image of the way the node is supposed to be. Remember, the race that does the most XP contribution in between stages of the node affect its appearance when it levels up. And they've tested things unlocking with nodes. Now, before anybody asks, all of this can be cited directly from the video. There's other stuff that was tested in Alpha 0, but since Steven and Jeff didn't say it, I can't say it either. The main feedback coming out of Alpha 0 was the combat. Alpha 1, this first initial Battle Royale mode, allows the action combat to be tested. And as you'll hear Jeff explain, if you go back and watch the whole live stream, tab targeting, tab combat is really easy to implement. They knew how to do that already, so they weren't worried about getting the tab combat right. They were worried about getting the action combat right. So is the Battle Royale mode going to be in the final MMORPG? And the answer to that is there is no guarantee that it'll appear in the final MMORPG. This is a testing atmosphere. Now, I would be really surprised if this didn't exist in some form or fashion, kind of like Fortnite does with their Battle Royale mode being free and then their Save the World campaign being what you have to buy. So I would say it may not be tied in directly to the MMORPG, but I think you're going to see the Battle Royale continue to exist past launch. Somebody asked, is the camera angle being shown final? The answer to that is no. That camera angle that you're seeing in the video right now is for the Battle Royale setup. It's specifically for testing the action combat and for testing ground reticles. And it will be changeable in the MMORPG because some people like to play a little bit differently when they play tab games. And if you go back to December of 2017, you can see Steven playing Alpha Zero, and it did look different back then. Next up, there's been a lot of discussion about these headshot hitboxes that have been discussed. A lot of people were worried about this, that it's going to turn the game into a first-person shooter. First and foremost, need to say these are not confirmed. These are being tested. What these actually are these turn into critical hits for action combat. And you got to remember, tab targeting combat has critical hits and critical damage factored into the math. My only concern, this is Jalan's opinion, if you give action combat headshots, I think you are going to sort of create a precedent with some things, and then it's going to change. I think that's going to be too much. So I have this written down in the Magical Green book to test headshot hitboxes and provide really good data instead of just, I don't like it. So when does the NDA come off? I know a lot of people are all excited about when the NDA comes off, when their favorite streamer or video maker can make content. That is going to be on or around October 5th, which is great. I'll be back from my trip. This is also going to coincide with the launch of Alpha 1. Now, I know a lot of people are like, what do you mean the launch of Alpha 1? Aren't we in Alpha 1? No, right now we are in Alpha 1 stress testing, and there is a difference. Words matter. We are not in Alpha 1. We are still in the stress testing phase. All right, now I'm going to take this stuff off of the screen because I'm not talking about the Battle Royale mode. If you want to see more of that or watch the rest of that match, Alex wins, by the way. You can go to their stream. I'll include a link below. I'm going to talk about other stuff, little tidbits of information. And we got a huge one today on guild systems. We kind of knew some of this information, but Steven framed it in a little bit more. So guilds are going to have to pick passive abilities or expansions. And what I mean by that is not every guild can automatically go up to 300 members. You are going to have to make some trade-offs. If a guild wants to reach the 300-person cap, they need to take all expansions. If a guild wants to stay smaller, they can elect to take combat skills, passive combat skills. Now, don't ask me what they are. They didn't leak that. And they also didn't explain very much on when they say may augment some abilities. Don't know what they mean, just that they said it. So smaller groups are going to be able to benefit from not being Zerglings. So your 50-man guild might be able to hold its own against a 100-man guild or a 150-man guild, because where they had to take some expansions, you've taken some combat benefits. There's also a reputation score option. Again, I'm going to say what we know and then don't ask. I don't know anything more than this. A specific node where your guild hall is in, you can invest reputation points, which will change how the NPCs interact with you, what quests they give you, what the merchants offer you, if there's a discount, maybe a taxation discount. Beyond that, don't know. Let's talk a referral system question. I know a lot of people ask this question. A lot of people are still confused about the referral system. I'm glad I'm not hearing that it's a pyramid scheme anymore. I think my video helped on that a little bit. I do have a video on pyramid schemes. It just popped up on the screen as a card. Go watch that so you can be forearmed to combating the whole, well, it's a pyramid scheme. But the big question is, will you be able to gift sub time from your referrals to other people? And this is really important for me. This was a really important question because you guys know I give all of my money that I make as a content creator back. I'm doing the same thing with my referral money. I'm giving it back to my community. But no, you can't directly gift it, and it's not likely to happen. I'm going to say this is a smart move. I know it's going to be a pain in the butt for content creators, but the moment that you could gift referral sub time to people just would mean that you're opening up a pay-to-win avenue. Now, I know the counter argument to that is, well, what stops me from just PayPaling you $15 and you giving me 5,000 gold? Nothing, really. But it's just, if you make it more difficult, you make it more difficult. And then, just on that note, if I give you $15 and then you give me, 5,000 gold, then it's under the blanket of RMT and I'm selling gold, and then that's a bannable offense. So it allows Intrepid to have some teeth in their enforcement of their terms of service. When will we see ships Steven and Jeff went back and forth a little bit, but the answer we got was Alpha 2, which is important because a lot of people were worried that the naval content wasn't going to be in there right at launch and that we needed to test it. I firmly agree. Alpha 2 is the right place for it. Will parkour be full-time or a full-blown thing? Probably not. Everything being climbable does present problems. People getting into places that you didn't conceive they'd ever be able to get into. So elements will exist, but it probably won't be full-blown. That's probably a no. All right, next up, we got some really good information today about economic nodes. And for those of you that haven't studied nodes in depth, a card just popped up. It'll take you to Ash's 101 nodes. Nodes are the backbone of the game, so you need to kind of understand them. But for today's information, we talked about what's going to stop a large guild from just funneling all of their money onto a single player, and then that player just basically has a bankroll so large that they'll just always own that economic node. And it was comforting to know that Intrepid is aware of this possibility and that certain systems are being tested to prevent it. And one system is that transactions may yield a certain amount of account-bound currency, and that currency is going to be used to bid on economic nodes leaderships. Now, I'm against this. I didn't like what I heard today. I'm really against the thought of account-bound currency or specialty currencies. I think it pollutes the game a little bit. If you have a player-driven economy, then gold should be gold. I do like the idea of to take leadership in a node, you have to be doing things in that node, and that's I'm a huge fan of. So I definitely like the idea that they have eyes on this potential pitfall of a large guild, and I like the idea of some control, such as maybe a percentage of how much you've done on the auction house or installs in that node during the 30-day period. You can only bid up to 100% of that, 300% of it, 500% of it. But in order to take leadership of an economic node, you would have had to have been doing economic things in that node. I'm really a fan of that idea. This is one of those ones that I'm going to ask you guys, leave comments below. That way I can sort of gather up comments, both pro and con, and then present them up as a content creator to Intrepid. What about other systems and people trying to circumvent them? Well, I am going to say that Intrepid is staffed by MMO veterans, so they do think in great depth about their systems, and then they're talking about those systems with multiple lenses on, multiple different glasses, multiple histories and experience. Some things they're okay with you breaking and circumventing, and other things are going to be tested to make sure that you simply can't. What if you cheat? Depends on what you do. Grievous offenses are going to be a permaban. This is the second time they've said it, so they're probably pretty serious about it. For those of you that don't know this, they built Ashes from the ground up with anti-hack, cheat, exploit, duping, RMT software installed at the very foundation. So be very, very careful. If you know a friend is cheating, you maybe don't want to accept any illicit goods from your friend. Your account is going to get flagged as having done business with that account, and I don't want to see anybody lose their account because they have a stupid friend. Will cinematic events be in the game? Yes. Will dungeons scale based on the number of players who enter? No. Dungeons are open world dungeons. Dungeons can accommodate numerous raiding parties at one time. They're not instanced. Some are. Not all. Some are instanced, but there are also open world dungeons, so no, dungeons don't scale based on the number of players. Big question, does the game start in the end game? And for those of you that don't know what that question really means, does it mean that levels 1 through 49 are completely pointless and level 50 is when the game starts? And no, the journey should matter. This has been one thing that's been core with Intrepid, with Ashes of Creation since the very beginning. The journey should matter. They've always said this. Nodes are going to take time to level up. It's going to take gatherers, it's going to take crafters, it's going to take businessmen, it's going to take a lot of people to make a node happen. So people should be rewarded for the things they're doing as they're doing them. So it's not just a tangible reward, it should be that you feel that you've accomplished something. Can people loot your mule? Absolutely. You can be looted, your mule can be looted, your caravan can be looted. I did ask the question about caravans today. My question didn't get answered. I gotta rabble rouse and shake my creator pen more and get my questions answered. Beyond that, let's talk about shop updates real quick. I'm no longer going to do a full-blown video on the shop updates. I'm just going to put it in whatever video that I'm doing at the time. You guys have seen this before. Here are all your Founders Packs. Shameless plug, if you haven't signed up for Ashes yet, make sure you do that. If you sign up, you're going to be able to play the Battle Royale mode when it becomes available later in October. There is a referral link in the description below. Help me out. But for everyone that's always saying to me, but it's pay to win, you get these things. These things are cosmetics only. These are only cosmetic skins. The mount, you still have to go get a regular mount, and then you can put the cool looking lizard mount on top of your regular mount. So these are the individual purchases. If you guys already have a pack, you can buy your individual cosmetics if they've appeared in your pack or below. And that's it, guys. Lots of stuff on the live stream today. There will be a link in the description below if you want to go and listen to the full live stream. I pulled out the important stuff, the stuff that's in the book or relative to the stuff that's in the book. If you want to know more, shoot me an email. I love talking about Ashes, but Discord's probably easier. I answer Discord questions all day. You can join my Discord and ask questions. Swing by my stream when I stream on Wednesdays and Fridays. I'm not really streaming a game right now. I'm kind of just killing time and talking Ashes. And then big thank you to my sponsors, Luna Chaos and Mori. If you guys look through my playlist, you will see that there is a YouTube giveaway going on right now. I met one of my goals for the year, so I'm giving away a pair of $10 gift cards. And guys, make sure that you subscribe to the channel and hit the bell. A lot of my subscribers are saying that they're not seeing my videos when they come out. YouTube's algorithm is kind of weird. You have to subscribe to maybe see my content, but if you hit the bell, you'll be alerted when I put new content out. So anyways, guys, I'm going to go into post-production, get this out to you on Thursday night, and you all take care. I'll see you on stream tomorrow. Hey, where are you going? You're not done yet. See these videos? This video's up here to watch. You gotta go over here. Hit the chibi. Subscribe to the channel. Check out the webpage. And I'll see you guys on Twitch.